I'm in Salad, and I saw the Southland Tales. It is directed by Richard Kelly, and wow, I can't believe it, The Rock's in this movie yet again. So if you haven't seen this movie, I will spoil it for you. The movie starts, it's pretty weird. Honestly, this movie has the entire time just this monotone thing going on, like some narration monotone guy. He's like, oh, well, this is what's happening. And then, you know, the events are kind of confusing. I was quite confused the entire time I was watching this movie, because the movie does establish that we see this porn star, and we see The Rock's character. He is not supposed to be, or I guess is supposed to be with a wife. He denies being with a wife, but it's implied that the people trying to get him are like, oh, but you do have a wife, and we're gonna tell everybody. And it's like, wait, what? I believe the guy if he says he doesn't have a wife. There's a lot of, from what I could tell from this movie, it's a lot of badness happening. First of all, there is this neo-Marxist community, best term, being underground. Seems like a city now, but this is back when this wasn't much of an issue. I think this is 2005-ish. Correct me if I'm wrong here. This movie definitely is like, oh, well, what about the government's gonna spy on us and stuff like that. And it's really interesting because I don't think this movie ages very well. I feel like since this film, a lot more surveillance has occurred. Like, you know, you have to go to like apps in order for people to avoid the FBI or government sneaking up on their messages. I've heard. It's definitely more heavily surveillance based now in this year of our Lord 2023. The main concern of, oh, well, they're going to surveil us more, or at least that's the one point that I caught up while watching this movie. There's a lot of scandal between the ex-porn, she's not ex, she's still a porn star, but it doesn't seem like she's doing it that much. She's getting older, so she should probably consider quitting, but she makes a lot of money. Like, you can be a MILF, honestly. You could do porn for 20 years. So if you start from age 20, and then you become a MILF in, like, your 30s or late 40s, and then you can become a GILF if you want, or whatever, great GILF. If you're, like, 80... I feel like the term MILF only really applies to if you're a mother, though, and like a specific age range of a mother for your child. It has to be not an adult for you to be considered a MILF, I think. And if your child is an adult, then you are a GILF if that child has another child. You know, it's not dependent on stuff, but I'm getting off track here. Talking about MILFs is a little bit more fun than watching this movie. This movie just felt really slow. Like, weirdly, like, wanting my attention. And, you know, it had my attention. But there's a lot of just confusion with the later aspects of the plot, because I was okay with, oh, there's an underground movement and we have to prevent these guys from overthrowing the government and stuff like that. But then there's like time rifts in space, because we found the most green, or I guess blue, it's based off of ocean tides, the most green source of energy possible to compel the entire world, and we just do ocean. But that doesn't really do much good for Earth. Earth is slowing down. Earth slowed down every time you use the Earth for the ocean's waves to extract energy. The Earth slows down. And also there are clones that are also part of the project. Man, I just felt like this movie is just a lot of like throwing things at the wall. And the only things really keeping the cohesion is the narrator. I'm like, oh, this movie is so slow. I kind of care about The Rock's character. His last name is Cocaine, I heard several times during the movie, so if I'm wrong, then I'm gonna blame my ears. But The Rock's character, he was pretty, I liked his performance. It was definitely a more human than the Mummy Returns, the Scorpion King performance of him. Definitely, I feel like this is definitely a rated R movie because there's a lot of cursing. There's also cars, 2 trucks having sex, and then my muscles involuntarily flex. That's what happens in this movie. Both of those things, actually. There's an animatic of like car boning, and that's a commercial. And I'm like, oh, this is supposed to be some sort of future time where 2 cars having sex is generally allowed and people actually want to see it. No, some people who don't want to see sex exist, and I feel like that they wouldn't appreciate that at all. I want to hear their complaints, honestly. We got people just like casually not mentioning that. Well, there is a little bit of mention of that. Oh, there's the 2 cars. The 2 cars. Why did I just say 2 cars boating? Yeah. And then, you know, that's pretty much all that's mentioned. Boy, this movie is really forgettable. I'm sorry I'm forgetting this movie. If you try to watch this movie, then I feel like you might forget it as well. So this movie's Rock performance is a pretty good one. I enjoyed The Rock. The other people, the porn star. Also, there's a oh no, these people are going to blackmail us into, wow, you're gonna need a lot of money in order to keep this information hidden. And also, you're having sex with a porn star, aren't you married? It's like, isn't he not married? I don't know what the case is anymore. Dude, man, it may be my fault that I didn't get anything from this movie. I mean, I didn't get some things, but the ripping a space hole in time, and then the crux of like the last 20 minutes is like this dance, and like, oh, I'm not gonna commit, I'm not gonna have undead, I'm not gonna make sure I'm undead, I'm not gonna let that happen. And then there's a lot of sequences of people undeading themselves, and it's like, why do I care? More importantly, I don't want to see this. Like, this doesn't like seem very emotionally driven. It just seems like, oh, well, this is what needs to happen because otherwise the bad guys will win. And it's like, the narration isn't very helpful either. If I'm wrong, let me know. But I have to give this movie a rating of like a 4.5 out of 10. If you like this review, watch another one. YouTube really likes that. You can also like, comment, subscribe, and share this video with everyone you know. The ultimate goal of this channel is for me to become an expert movie reviewer, so if I haven't reviewed it on the channel, there's a chance I haven't even seen it at all. If you'd like to request a movie in the comments below, you can do that. Fast track a movie review request at patreon.com/ASEPresents. $20 a month for 1 movie review per 1 month, or $3 a month for how to draw Pokemon tutorials. We post there first and early, plus 250 vlogs that are up there right now, only on patreon.com/ASEPresents. And if you'd like to help support the daily grindiness of all these daily movie reviews, you can go to this link tree. It really helps the daily grindiness. My family is free to follow, so help daily grind. Just go here. And until next time, I'm Mint Salad. I'll see you later, my sad croutons and bacon bits.